What's going, guys? I am Kevin. Welcome to Cinephellas. And this is it. I am here to talk about not only a movie that we are putting into 31 Days of Horror, but also my personal favorite pick and favorite film of 2024, Smile 2. It's been over a year since this movie has been released. It's been 5 months since I saw it, and 3 months since I'm like, yeah, this is the best film that I saw in 2024. And I love the poster. That's what is right behind me. It's my desktop, and it kind of makes me look like I have horns, so I'm kind of fitting the Halloween vibe that we have on the site during this month. And I'm going to ask you a question. How many sequels can you name that are better than the originals? Well, the popular opinions would probably be The Godfather 2, The Dark Knight, but personally, I would throw Smile 2 into this pile. Parker Finn, who comes back to continue what he started in his 2022 original, he ups the ante with this one. And before we talk about it more, I know this movie's been out for a year. Let's just take a look at the film.
I need to stop it, but I don't know how.
Okay, so in the film we have Skye Riley, played brilliantly by Naomi Scott. More on her later. She's a pop star on the bounce back from a career setback. Prior to the events of the film, she had a self-destructive meltdown, which scarred her both mentally and physically, along with killing her boyfriend. But she is set on making her comeback tour a success. In turn, her body is overworked, and the pain from that accident starts to creep back to her. And in desperation, she goes to her drug dealer, who, little to her knowledge, is infected with the smile curse. And if you don't know what the smile curse is, if you've not seen the first movie, it inhabits a person after they witness the death of the previous owner. The curse then drives the person to do unspeakable violent acts to themselves. And unfortunately for Skye, she doesn't look away when her dealer takes his own life in a very gruesome way, which I will not spoil, but I want you to watch on top of watching this film. It is the start of a living nightmare that this film is. Finn has elevated the style, the scope, and the scares with this sequel. Skye's fragile state is the perfect candidate for the sadistic entity known as the Smile Demon. She is desperately trying to suppress selfishness, anger, confusion, regret, and this overall destructiveness. All of these traits are what the Smile Demon, you know, feeds upon. It loves it. In an unforgettable scene, we witness the argument between Skye and her boyfriend in the past. And the boyfriend is played by Ray Nicholson. Yes, Jack Nicholson's son, and he has his father's sinister grin. But Parker Finn puts us right in the middle of that argument within the car and using really cool camera techniques. Like this whole thing is really creatively directed, but here we feel the claustrophobia and the tension between these two toxic people. It's a minor role. He's not really in it that much, but he makes he makes do with what he is given, and it is a fantastic role. And I really enjoy Ray Nicholson in here. Above all, it is Scott who makes all this work. Parker Finn has stated that, she could have been a pop star. The actress has released music in the past. She played Princess Jasmine in Aladdin, so she can sing, but she can also perform, she can dance. She has the overall aura of a famous singer. But, it's more than that. Scott and Finn are in sync with each other by showing us the anguish that the entity puts Skye through, the fear in her eyes, the helplessness in her face, and the overall chaos, all performed by to perfection by Naomi Scott. This doesn't seem like the easiest role to do, but she gets the job done. She carries the weight of this movie on her shoulders, and I loved her in this movie. Like I've always liked Naomi Scott, but I found a new respect for her after this movie, and I'll definitely follow what she does post this film. Worst of all, there is a character who is her mother, played by Rosemary DeWitt. The character's name is Elizabeth, and Skye. is also getting from her. She's trying to keep her daughter on the right path and help her out. That strained relationship heightens both the stakes and the tragedy when horrific circumstances come between them. Outside of everything, it is also the cinematography and the score that aids on this statistic journey. We have Charlie Saraf, the cinematographer, and Cristobal Tapia de Veer both create a world of depravity and confusion. Saraf beautifully establishes the elaborateness of a stage performance. One can only imagine how beautiful this tour would be if Skye Riley was actually a real person. Naomi Scott has stated that she drew a lot of inspiration from Lady Gaga and the way her concerts look. And Parker Finn uses that central imagery to aid into Skye's descent into madness, especially when the entity starts messing with her connection to reality. In an uneasy sequence, which is also one of the best in the film, her dance troupe stalks her, and it is done with practically no computer effects. It's all staging, it's all the work of the dancers, and the end result is unnerving and powerful. On top of that, you have Veer's fiendish score coming in that scene and throughout the whole movie, and it makes everything really unsettling. The film is reminiscent, in my opinion, of the 2020 film The Father, which starred Anthony Hopkins. It is the role that Hopkins won the Oscar over Chadwick Boseman. In that film, it was about a man succumbing to dementia. And instead of us watching him, that film basically put us kind of in his shoes. So we kind of shared the experience with him. While Skye doesn't have dementia, Parker Finn successfully creates the uneasiness of the entire experience of the small entity, basically breaking her mental state down. The director perfectly guides us through the instability and cruelty of it all. Additionally, in the final act, Scott gets to basically play into her evil side, and I loved it. And it shows us why, in my opinion, she should have won the Oscar. No disrespect to Demi Moore, no disrespect to Mikey Madison, who won it. Those were really good performances on top of the other actresses. I forget who else, but everyone was good from that year. But what Naomi Scott does here is incredible. I felt really like depressed after this movie, and it's uneasy, it's sinister, it's everything that a good horror movie should be. And in the end, it's Sky's world, and we're just along for the ride, no matter how deranged it becomes. And this is why it is my favorite film of 2024, and I'm giving it. I wish I could give more. I'll give 100 Skye Riley hair pieces out of 100 Skye Riley hair pieces. It is an amazing film. It is my favorite horror film now. Usually, I would say that The Father or The Deer Hunter, both dramas that have, darkness to them, but they're not horror movies. This is now my favorite horror film. As I said, the background is my computer desktop background. Congratulations to everyone on this film. It is a masterpiece. And if you're asking yourself if you have to see the original, yes, you have to see the original because the opening sequence, which is incredible, it is a one shot involving one of the characters from the first film. And yeah, I loved every second of this film. Um, I think the guys liked it on the site, but oh my God, this was incredible. And please go watch this on Halloween. It is the perfect thing to watch on Halloween or even Christmas. This watch this movie if you've not watched it. What do you think though? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think that Smile 2, that's the best thing he saw last year? Or am I preaching to the choir? Do you think like I do that this was a masterpiece and not even like in a horror sense, but a general overall filmmaking sense? I love this film. Let me know below. Thanks for listening, guys. I love talking to you guys about everything that I love, especially this movie. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, or come to the website and say hello. And as we say on the website, I am Kevin Muller, and cheers.